To graph using the TI-83, push the y equals button and type in whatever function you wish to graph. For example, we might want to graph y equals x cubed minus 6x squared minus 13x plus 42. Type it in just as it looks and then push the graph button. The calculator draws a graph, but this is not a particularly good graph. The graph goes up off the top of the screen, down off the bottom of the screen. What we're going to need to do to fix that is to change our window. Before we change the window, it's useful to push second and then graph to get into the table, to look at the type of y values your function is getting. And you scroll around a little bit, and we'll notice here that it seems like most of our y values are falling in between negative 300 and positive 300. So I would go to the window, leave the x values alone, come down, change the y minimum to negative 300, y maximum to 300, and the y scale to 30. Push the graph button again. Now we get a much better graph. What makes this graph better is we can see all the x-intercepts, we can see the y-intercept, we can see this maximum point, we can see this minimum point. Also notice that for almost all the x values, we do get y values. Not quite for all. It doesn't look like negative 9. We have a y value for that, or x equals negative 10, but that's okay. This is a type of graph you want to be looking at, a graph where you can see most of the function and you can see most of its important properties. The last important thing to note is that that y scale we changed means this. On the x-axis, our x scale is 1, which means the tick marks here are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, on the y-axis, the y scale is 30, which means these tick marks mean 30, 60, 90, 120. When you draw your graph on your piece of paper, it's going to be very important that you indicate that so that the grader knows that your scales are not equal on the x-axis and the y-axis.